Okay, I'm convinced that this is the single best stock to own on the market today. Over the next 5 to 10 years, I think the stock is easily going to outperform the market. And getting right to the chase, that is Amazon, one of the largest, most successful companies in the world, and everybody knows about it. So I'm sure right now a lot of you guys are about to click off the video because I'm not talking about some random biotech company. But because of that very thing, Amazon right now, in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of other people, is actually undervalued right now. I mean, look at the past 1 year. It's been going sideways. And during this past 1 year, Amazon has been aggressively innovating and reinvesting in their business, and they are definitively more valuable today than they were 1 year ago. Although, if you look at the market, you wouldn't come to that same conclusion, which, as an investor, is exactly what you want to see, a mismatch between what's actually happening and the public valuation. And just to prove that large cap companies can perform very well, let's do a little comparison. So VBK is a generic Vanguard small cap growth ETF. And we can come down here, and this is the performance over the past 5 years. Now let's compare that versus SCHG, which is a generic large cap growth ETF. And putting them side by side, the large cap has been doing better. So I just want to say, don't have a limiting belief that because Amazon is already a $1.8 trillion business, that it can't grow anymore. That's just faulty logic, and you don't want to limit yourself based off of an incorrect assumption. Okay, so the plan for this video is to quickly go over just the basic numbers, see how the company's doing, but then I want to play a video I came across by CNBC, which is what initially sparked the idea for this video, and I want to watch a few highlighted clips with you guys, give some commentary, and hopefully give a better picture of what's going on with Amazon right now. But before we do that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel in case YouTube decides to stop recommending the channel. It's always a good idea to subscribe if you don't want to lose the channel. But let's get into this. So, Amazon. These are the revenue segments of the company. In blue, we have online stores. Red is physical stores. Yellow is third-party seller services. Green is subscription services. Purple is AWS. And then we have other in orange. And the beauty of this is at a glance, we can see how the company makes its money and what segments are growing and are generating the most revenue. Of course, Amazon is an e-commerce giant, and these are some of the brands that Amazon owns. Some that I definitely recognize are Amazon Fresh and Amazon Basics. If I click into this, we can see all the basic products that they offer. And I believe they have like literally thousands of products that they sell. And if we cross off all the other revenue sources, this is how this segment is growing. Another major revenue source is the yellow third-party seller services, because most products on Amazon are from thousands of small businesses that rely on Amazon for product sales. And this has been growing steadily over time. And this is how Amazon is a platform, because when you as a consumer want to buy something online, most of the time you start on Amazon.com. And that's a super powerful position for Amazon to be in. And that's how they can command this revenue from thousands of small businesses. And of course, we also have AWS here in purple, and this is another platform. It's the backbone of the internet, and the success of this is represented by the consistent growth in this revenue segment. Now, here's some additional data to digest. These are some key acquisitions Amazon has made as a company. They are very active in this sphere, but I like this infographic the most. So in green here, these are assets that Amazon owns, and in red, these are companies and fields that Amazon is competing with. And we can see just how broad this is. So Amazon competes in gaming and streaming, cloud storage, e-commerce, of course, streaming services like Netflix, music, smart devices, and increasingly logistics services like FedEx. I'll also leave this article linked down below. This is just a ton of statistics on what Amazon does as a company, really useful resource. But the single thing that really stands out to me that I wasn't fully aware of is how Amazon is moving towards offering logistics as a service, which along with having Amazon.com for e-commerce, which thousands of small businesses rely on to sell their product, AWS, which is a similar position but for the backbone of the internet. Now with logistics, they're going to offer the same thing. They're going to be the go-to solution for the fastest, lowest cost shipping. And I don't think a lot of people realize how big of a deal this is, especially with the way the economy is going. So to get a better understanding of this, let's watch this new CNBC video about how Amazon is quietly shipping non-Amazon orders to compete with FedEx and UPS. I'll leave the video linked down below and definitely check it out if you're interested.
Amazon is on a spending spree to grow its shipping business and compete with FedEx and UPS. It's increased capacity of its in-house logistics network by 50% year over year, using all that growth to get into the big business of third-party shipping. That's right, Amazon may be the carrier delivering to your door, even when you didn't order on the world's biggest e-commerce site. In 2014, Amazon started building its global transportation network from scratch. 7 years and 10 billion deliveries later, Amazon now has 400,000 drivers worldwide, 40,000 semi-trucks, 30,000 vans, and a fleet of 70-plus planes, operating out of its very own air hub that just opened in northern Kentucky in August.
So that's just some insight on what Amazon has already achieved through heavy investment into offering potentially logistics as a service.
According to one investigation, Amazon has already begun quietly transporting cargo on its planes for the Postal Service.
USPS isn't exactly known right now for being on time or efficient. So it may be that Amazon's the better option in those cases.
And in May last year,
That's actually super true. That's one thing I love about Amazon, the way that management can use economics in their favor. We all know that all of the big tech, including Apple, Facebook, and all those companies, are moving into other sectors. Apple is pretty famous for moving into healthcare. And the large tech companies just seem to be better and more efficient at offering those traditional services. And to me, Amazon does this in the most elegant way. You might not be a fan of their practices, but just economically speaking, it is beautiful the way Amazon can utilize all their resources to completely revolutionize different sectors. Now, this next segment is a great illustration of their economic efficiency on how they use DSPs to streamline their delivery process in a way that, say, USPS would just never be able to do.
an earlier key to faster delivery was Amazon's big investment in the most expensive part of the shipping process, getting a package that last mile to your door. Some of this is done by Amazon Flex drivers, individual gig workers who make between $18 and $25 an hour driving routes on demand. Another 115,000 Amazon drivers work for Delivery Service Partners, or DSPs, small independent companies that contract exclusively with Amazon. There's now more than 2,000 DSPs in the US.
Ultimately, it's a very low cost structure compared to the competitors.
Yeah, and I really like the way they're taking advantage of the gig economy. Once again, it's just showing how innovative they are as a company, utilizing all these economic mechanisms to their advantage. And it's exactly what you want in your investment.
Regardless, Amazon's army of drivers and branded vehicles is only growing. It purchased 100,000 electric vans from Rivian in 2019. They're being tested in 16 cities now, with 10,000 of them scheduled to hit the road next year.
And on the topic of innovation, Amazon is heavily investing in EVs, and eventually this is all going to become an autonomous logistics as a service network. And that's when the power comes in, eventually maybe even drones, and that's what I'm super excited about.
Many Amazon sellers, like Bernie Thompson, pay to use a service called Fulfilled by Amazon, or FBA, where sellers store inventory in an Amazon warehouse and rely on Amazon to pack and ship out customer orders. Amazon also offers FBA service for orders not made on Amazon.com.
This is a very key factor. Amazon doesn't just fulfill orders on inventory that Amazon holds from their sellers, but they're also expanding this to offer logistics for every company, including Walmart, eBay. I know most of the time when you buy products off of eBay, they're coming from an Amazon warehouse, being fulfilled and shipped by Amazon. And that's simply because they're the best at it, the most efficient. They find ways to profit in ways that other companies can't. And they just dominate logistics and use it as a platform now. And it's just such a beautiful thing.
Amazon calls this multi-channel fulfillment. Thompson uses it for many of the 120-plus consumer electronic products he sells from his warehouse outside Seattle.
So if you go today and buy a pluggable product on eBay, it's actually going to be coming from an Amazon warehouse and very often delivered by an Amazon delivery service.
I think the killer feature will be when Amazon is able to do merchant branded fulfillment. They might be able to slap on or inkjet on branded aspects to that fulfillment package so that a customer doesn't understand that this box is being delivered by Amazon and that it's in the brand of the merchant.
It's pretty well known that to be a competitive business, you have to have an online presence. And when it comes to e-commerce, that means being on Amazon. And now with logistics, it's becoming much of the same story. You need to go with Amazon to be competitive.
Down the road, I think Amazon will be so big, so powerful, and so wealthy, they will simply absorb UPS.
But one thing is certain. Amazon says it's continuing to spend on logistics, figuring out how to keep climbing to the top of e-commerce and beyond.
Amazon is a company that will unabashedly compete with everyone. They will compete with their customers, they will compete with their partners, and they will compete with themselves. And it's not a bad thing, it's just that's part of the secret to Amazon's success.
That competitive nature of Amazon, the willingness to innovate, invest, to provide the best service and dominate a market, is something that I find very admirable about this company. So that's some insight on why I am so bullish on Amazon. I think it is one of the best investments you can make over the next 5 to 10 years. And if we come to my portfolio, I do invest in Amazon in my growth section of my portfolio. And it's right here. This is a company I can hold and sleep very well at night. They are aggressive when it comes to competing for market share, investing in on themselves, innovating, and just offering the best service in the marketplace. And that's exactly what you want your company to do as a shareholder, to return profits back to you. So that's the end of the video. If you guys are still watching and enjoyed, give the video a like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.